Welcome to season 4 of Live with Irenia Stories. Yes, listeners, it's been too long. I'm jumping right into it because I missed you so much. I am super excited to bring you this season. I hope 2023 has been treating you good so far and that you're staying healthy and really enjoying what life has to offer. Listeners, first off, I'm sure you noticed that the show name has changed to better reflect all the global voices who are brave enough to share their career and life journeys, which, by the way, is still unfolding. I wrote a whole blog nugget on this, so check it out in the show website at www.ireneroussel.org. Now, if you're dropping by for the first time, welcome to Live with Irenia Stories. For my avid fans, thank you so much for continuing to follow me and listening to the sister podcast, the Canadian Side Hustle and Business Podcast, where you get tactical tips to build sustainable businesses through the stories of fantastic Canadians in business. My goal is to provide you with great value this season. You will hear stories of amazing humans from different parts of the world. We will begin 5 stories to kickstart the season since it's all prepped and ready to go. Right? This week, you will hear the story of Miss Mansi Mittal from India. This will be followed on a weekly basis with other stories from Ketki, she resides in India, Astrid, who is from Vienna, Austria, Roxandra from the United Kingdom, and Lauren from Texas. The topics in each episode will vary since every guest is so unique with their journeys. You will hear tales of finding a resume twin, personal branding and how that affects you at work, hitting rock bottom with 0 prospects and overcoming this obstacle, pushing beyond your comfort zone, and much more. I hope that with each episode, you will take some useful golden nuggets which will help you navigate your career and life journey. This is Live with Irenia Stories, and I'm your host, Irenia Roussel. Now, let's get it started. Welcome, Mansi.
Thank you so much, Irene. Excited to be here today. Really looking forward to it.
All right. Well, I am just stoked to have you on because you're beaming in all the way from in there. And I know that with your experience, you're going to have so many golden nuggets to share with our audience, especially your journey into the tech world.
Thank you so much, Irene. I would also say kudos to you for doing such amazing work in helping people out in their journeys. And I'm really looking forward to contribute the golden nuggets, as you said, as much as I can.
All right, awesome. So let's get this started. Let's get our listeners acquainted with you. How did you become the woman that you are today?
Thanks for the question. So I would say experiences make the man or the woman. So in my case, those certain points that really made me who I am would be initially being a true nomad. I have lived across 13 cities and had my schooling done in more than 10 schools. These early experiences have helped me gain those skills to adapt and renew myself for the opportunities I encounter. This certainly have laid the foundation of who I am today. Then during my college years, I became the first woman to ever contest for the elections of the president of a society and like winning it. I remember like just thinking to myself, even if I do not win, it doesn't matter, because at that time, none of the women's name was on the ballot paper. It has never come on the one of the papers, and I just wanted to do that, and like have that precedence for girls and women coming forward, and maybe changing it in the future. So after completing my graduation from Indian Institute of Technologies, one of the most prestigious technical institute, I majored in computer science there. I joined Visa, the leading player in the payments industry. I recently completed my 3 years as a senior software developer. Um, and I was really excited to be part of it. And being part of the technical industry for these years, I have really come to appreciate the huge footprint technology has on people's life. So I'm really passionate to build products that could lead to positive change. Being part of the tech ecosystem for a long time and facing difficulties myself to navigate through it, I really hope to help young girls who, like me, may lack mentors initially. So, apart from being part of the tech industry, I am also an active member of Toastmasters International, having served as their vice president and won several accolades in the Visa chapter. And these days, I'm an avid cyclist and love to take part in virtual cyclathons. So that's who Mansi Mittal is for you.
All right, that's awesome. Thank you for that quick snapshot. And now we have so much to break down because you're a nomad who lived in 13 cities and you're building some great tech working for one of the biggest firms in terms of Fortune 500 companies. So that's really cool. So let's start with, how did you get inspired to get involved in the technology world?
Thank you again for this. This is taking me down the memory lane. Actually, thinking about like how I got inspired and how I got into it. So to be honest, initially I had always been good at studies and science subjects like mathematics and physics and things like those always kind of attracted me. This led me to pursue engineering when I was thinking about which colleges to pursue. And stumbling upon computer science was a chance encounter, to be honest. And 4 years going through that journey, and then in my pre-final year, being one of the interns at Visa, in just 2-3 months, I completely saw how much effect a single product or a single software kind of single software could have on people's life. So a bunch of just 10 engineers or like 10 techno enthusiasts would be doing something and it would impact millions of people. And we have those examples all around us. Just seeing the sheer impact of things really drove me like towards it. It really attracted me, and technology just became the thing that I really want to pursue and get my hands on with. So that was how I kind of stumbled upon technology, and it has been a like symbiotic relationship that has never ended, and I hope it will never end uh, in the future as well.
Absolutely amazing. Thank you for that insight, Mansi. Mansi, I can imagine along your journey so far, you've met so many different types of people, prior to getting into the tech world and being in the tech world. So, how have mentors impacted your journey so far in this environment?
I mean, it's a great question, Irenia. I am a strong advocate of mentorship. And according to me, a mentor can be anyone. It could be a college senior, a family member, a person who works with you, or just a person you found over LinkedIn. So he or she has to be an experienced and trusted advisor and be part of your life for a longer haul. Someone you reach out to at time and again for advice and feedback. So for me, mentors have certainly played a huge role. Initially, I think it's pretty easy to find mentors because your spectrum is broad. What you are getting into is what people near you have experienced uh, already, and so your family members and college seniors might be the people you are looking up to. But as you go deep, your field becomes niche, I would say, and travel further into some particular field, it becomes quite difficult to actually have and find mentors who are into the field you are in. So for me, I think what worked and how I found those wonderful people who have pushed me to achieve my goals. I would say the one thing I really did was make use of and leverage LinkedIn to the fullest. I would say what we can do is kind of find that resume twin. So here, resume twin, what I mean is that people who have had experiences which are similar to yours and who are already at places which you are there, like which you want to be in, and you just have to find those people. And at this point, in this current scenario, I would say people are so kind. I have reached out to people time and again, and out of 5 or 10 people that I ping, that I message, I think 60 or 70 people already reply, always reply. They are happy to give you their time. They're happy to have just a quick call and tell you how they did it, how we can do it. So that is something I really appreciate. And as an example, I could tell you that right now I am doing an internship as a product management, as a product manager at a startup, and I wanted to do it, but I was not sure how to land a product manager kind of internship when you do not have any experience in that field. So what I did was I just found people who have done similar stuff over LinkedIn. I just messaged them, and there were people who did not see or who did not reply, but there were a ton of uh, them who actually replied, who guided me how can I like go forward with it. They referred me to the job, and just sitting at home, I got the job I wanted. So I think it's just about increasing your odds to land those opportunities. And by to increase those odds, what you have to do is you have to be in the places where all those like drama and the fun is happening. So follow the pages, the people who are where you want to be, or who are involved in things that you are like you want to get involved in. And that is one of a very good way to find mentors.
I
And
love it, Mansi.
yeah,
I love it. You
yeah,
know, find your resume twin on LinkedIn. My goodness, that is such a fantastic strategy. And I love how proactive that you were in your search. And as you said, you know, there are people out there who are willing to help others, and all you have to do is ask. And not only that, you got some no replies, but you did not give up. You kept on going. And voila, you have your internship. That is amazing.
yeah, indeed. Like the wonders I have seen, like how approachable people are and how helpful they are. Every day I am like stunned, like how helpful people are. We just have to use that resource. Yeah.
That is awesome. So, for those out there who are looking at navigating the tech world, because for folks who are, you know, not in a technology field but would like to work in a tech company, may think it's complex, what advice would you have for them?
This is a great question, and I think people would really benefit from the answer, maybe. These years of rich experiences I've had in the tech ecosystem has helped me to make a cheat sheet, maybe we can say, that of the do's and don'ts to kind of sail successfully through this industry. So some of the steps I would really like to share as, first of all, this thing I cannot stress upon more is that do not discount yourself. So a research done by Catherine B. Kaufman of Harvard Business School states that women are more likely than men to shrug off praise and lowball their own abilities. And this is something I would say it's not only applicable to women, but many of the men and many of the guys out there. This is a classic example of imposter syndrome, and basically it refers to an internal experience of believing that you are not as competent as others perceive you to be. And throughout my discussions with many people, my peers or my juniors and seniors, I have seen that this is very common aspect that people go through, imposter syndrome. So we feel internally sometimes that even we have, in case we have won something and we have a certain job or we landed something, we would think that this is just a fluke or just a hoax or a just one time wonder. But what I've learned over the years is to not reject yourself or not discount yourself of any opportunities. I mean, people just think in their head that I am not up for that job. Maybe if I'll apply, I'll get rejected. Okay, fine, we can get rejected. But our only job is to be available for that opportunity and avail it to the fullest. The job of judging us, or the job of kind of if the job is to be given or not, that job is not ours. That job is for the person who's giving that offer or giving that, say, admission or giving that kind of opportunity. So this is something I cannot stress upon more. The second step and the second nugget, if you would say, is that your network in the current scenario and even before it is your net worth. So this is a concept of game theory. It's called the strength of weak ties. It states that people you are most connected to are least likely to bring unique opportunities to your life, whereas people you are merely acquainted with are the ones that open the doors to places you have never been to. A study at Cornell about this concept applied to employment shows that LinkedIn data and surveys it depicts that in majority of the cases, uh, people you are least likely, like you are not strongly connected to, are the ones who get their next job, who get you your next job. So it has been quite evident in my life as well. Whichever job or whichever opportunity gotten into, most of them have come from people I like know very less of, or I'm not very like strongly tied to. So this is something that we should really explore and should try to increase our network, to increase our net worth. And the next thing that has really helped me is to upskill yourself constantly. I would say that learning is something that should never end in a person's life. And I'm not just saying professionally, I'm not just saying to enhance your career, but even personal capacity. So during this work from home or lockdown scenario, what I've understood is the immense knowledge pool which is available free of cost that just need to be harnessed. So there are kind of the scholarships which are happening, there are conferences which are happening, there are sessions at, for example, a site called eventbrite.com, where, I mean, a person is teaching you Japanese all the way from Japan. I mean, what else do we need right now? So constantly upskill yourself, network, and do not discount yourself. I think if these three things are what we hold on to, we'll certainly be able to navigate the tech industry, or for that matter, any industry.
That is some excellent golden nuggets here, listeners. You got to hit that pause button and hit rewind to take some notes. Thank you so much, Mansi.
Thank you so much, Irene. I hope it helps. Yeah.
I'm sure it will. Right, listeners? So let's move on to what's firing you up right now. I know that you love to pay it forward, right, to the communities that you're involved in. Let's get into that side of what you do for your community.
Sure. I think you have correctly said it, pay it forward, and I truly believe in it. I think if you are being mentored, if you are asking for mentorship, then be sure and make sure that you are also a mentor to someone else. This is a chain that we have to build, and if you are on the giving end, you will certainly be on the receiving end as well. So I was initially before the COVID pandemic hit. I was involved with Teach for Change for 1 year, where I taught primary classes, children aged 6 to 9, spoken English and moral values. And I would say it was such a rewarding experience. Uh, it was not just that I was helping them, but at the end of the 1 year, I just realized that they have helped me and they have improved me in this 1 year more than I would have improved them. I mean, it's quite a task teaching 30 young children. They are full of energy and enthusiasm at like early in the morning, how to speak English, how to imbibe those moral values. So the transferable skills I gained was something I would cherish in all my life, and I'm certainly looking forward to going back to helping them as the pandemic ends.
Absolutely amazing, Mansi, teaching 30 young kids. Wow.
Yeah, so I mean that was quite an experience, and I'm actually, to be honest, after 2 3 hours of like classes each day, it was quite difficult. Like in the initial days, my head would ache, and I would just think that why are they not listening to me, like what is wrong with these children. But eventually, after a week or two, I just like got in the flow with them. I They understood me, I understood them, and I remember at the end of the year when their exams happened, and they kind of improved from below average English to mediocre. That was quite a feat for us. And I remember all of them kind of hugging me, 30 children hugging all around you, and I was about to fall. It was a great experience, I would say. And these days, given that I am not able to physically kind of teach or help children out there, what I'm doing is I am on a mission, I would say, to connect with as many tech enthusiasts as possible and make a bit of difference in their life. So I've been part of Girl Up and have spoken to many college students through the Girl Up campaign. And also I'm speaking at a Women Tech Network to kind of reach out to more women or anyone to be like on that matter, to kind of help them upskill themselves and kind of just be a little more near of their goals and where they want to be. So yeah, that's
Oh,
what firing me up.
all right, Nancy, a girl with a mission to connect as many tech enthusiasts as possible. That's absolutely awesome. And I know that we connected on LinkedIn, and as part of the um, Women Global Ambassadors Network as well. So it's great that you're doing that.
Sure. And I would say to the listeners out there that even this call is a living example of what your network and of the strength of the weak ties. We both sitting here and speaking to each other is kind of the summary of whatever I'm speaking today, I think. So yeah.
Absolutely. I love it. Your network is your net worth. All right. Let's now segue into some of the technology trends that you have been.
Sure, Irenia. I think one of the major trends that I've seen, and like a lot of people would completely agree with it, is that data, the amount of data each of us is generating today is humongous. And by data, I would mean that these days companies or these days products are capturing each of our activity out there. And I would say that if I give an example, you I remember just messaging my friend about an upcoming movie, upcoming film which was coming, and I just asked her, like, should we go watch it? And the next day I was seeing the advertisement of that movie all over my Facebook feed or my Instagram feed. And it keeps, I think this is an example that many people would be able to relate with, that they have just spoken something or messaged something, and they see the kind of advertisement for it all over the place. So every click in today's world, every click that we do, every action that we take on like the digital space, the scrolling that we do, everything is being captured. And like being like capturing so much data today is then leading to kind of this huge data to kind of go through, and like companies are utilizing it to build products that would help a person. And it, I think this is a trend that we'll be seeing quite in the future. Initially it was the internet, or like internet, which was creating a lot of value, but going forward all the data would be what will be creating value, would be what kind of helping us reach to things where we want to reach. So that is the trend that is not going anywhere anytime soon, I would say. Yeah.
All right. And of course, with time now being such a precious commodity as it's always been for us as humans, and we're heading into this new digital era, what are some of the things as consumers we should be aware of?
I mean, this is a great question, Irenia, that actually, like, we just have 24 hours in a day. And with all these products, all these modes of entertainment and engagement, which is coming up in the world, if you just kind of do an activity like for a week, I did it. I just like logged each everything that I was doing in a day. I was just like logging it hour by hour. And in a week I found that I was using so much of my time unknowingly on things which are not productive. And with not productive, I'm not saying that you have to go and study or you have to upskill yourself all those 24 hours. But with not productive, I'm saying that I was not feeling happy in those hours, or it was not that I was connecting to nature or connecting to people. It was just a mindless scrolling or mindless going through things which I was doing. So that activity actually taught me a lot, that how am I spending my time. So as a consumer, I think it becomes very important now, given with the pandemic, the digital or the technical world has taken, I would say, 100x steps forward in every one of our lives. Even young children are now uh, getting like taught through help of technology. It becomes very important to be responsible about the usage of that technology. So we do have to kind of use it for good purpose. We do have to use it to connect to people or to like upskill ourselves. But we have to be cautious that we are not like just blindly using it and becoming numb to things that we should really be like alive to, I would say. And the second part of it is that as consumers we should be responsible. We should I would say, one line comes to my mind, that an unexamined life is not worth living. So as consumers we should really be examining our life and knowing what we are doing and where we are heading. And secondly, also as producers, or I would say the companies or products which are building those products, have to be quite careful in what trends are they setting up. So just to increase the profit margins or just to increase the customer base, are we doing something which should not be done? So this is a question every product manager or every CEO out there should be asking. I remember reading it somewhere that the CEO of Netflix once mentioned in an interview that the competitor of Netflix is not is not maybe say the other streaming services, like for example Amazon Prime or something, but it is sleep. And I was really shocked by that statement, that do we just have to increase those profit margins or increase that customer base on the kind of on instead of like people's, like on the stake of people's sleep? I mean, that is some really, I would say, uh, not a good statement to say, in my personal opinion. So as consumers, we have to be responsible about those trends. As When you are creating a product, so much human behavior and things go into it, that nowadays like products are being made to be addicted. If you say scrolling down in LinkedIn or in say Instagram, it's something similar to the game in which you kind of uh, like scroll down, or you hit a buzzer and then like things scroll down. So it's kind of gamification of the entire thing and trying to make us addicted. So I think both parties have to be responsible about it, and this is something we should really look into. Yes.
Well, that is absolutely some food for thought here. I like what you said in terms of really looking at how do we spend our time in the technology age. I'm a big fan of Thrive Global. That's an American company, that was founded by Ariana Huffington. And she is a big proponent on sleep and self care, and that was just based from an incident that occurred in her life because she was working so much, where she found herself collapsed on the floor. And after that experience, decided to prioritize sleep in her life. So it's interesting, that you've brought in that example in terms of, Netflix competitors may not be other streaming services, but really our sleep. And that is just, really profound to think about in terms of our time and the precious commodity that we have, because we only have it for, for that instant, right? As we go along our day in our daily actions and the various activities that we participate in. So I love that you bring that up. Listeners, definitely food for thought.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, Irene. I mean, a great example there, because let's just like try not to reach that level, that like the rock bottom, before kind of realizing where we want to kind of spend our time into. I mean, these days, even Zoom fatigue is what is the new word that I've heard these days, is a real thing now. People are spending so many hours on Zoom, or, for example, any kind of video service, that they are actually, their eyes, their mind are getting strained. So it becomes very important now to actually just kind of turn off things once in a while, and do some physical activity and just be yourself you know yeah.
All right, I love it. So, as a result of that, that's a great segue into our rapid fire questions, Mansi.
Sure.
So, what do you do every day to put a pep in your step and a pride in your stride?
Love the way you say it, Irene. I would say, uh, as I mentioned earlier, something physical, and like just taking time to myself. So whenever I wake up, the first thing I would do is, I'm like, I would just sit down calmly for like say 5 to 10 minutes, just calm my nerves, just think about the day ahead. And before like getting up, I would just drink a glass of water, and this is what I really cannot stress upon more, to drink a lot of water. It helps a lot in every aspect of your life. And then it's just 45 minutes of me cycling. Like I go out, the roads are empty early in the morning, and the wind gushing through your hair. I think that is an experience to be in. uh, like at, that is meditation for me, I would say. For those 45 minutes, I'm not thinking about anything. It's just the infinite road which lies ahead, and it's just me and my cycle. So that is something which really starts me off on a good note every day before jumping into the everyday work, your career, and your kind of your home life. So that's just the me time I have for 1 hour. So that just sets me up.
That's excellent, Mansi. I love it. The wind blowing through your hair. I love cycling myself, so I can totally relate, right? And
Yeah.
we know how music helped to change your vibration and energy. What do you have on your audio player that really give you that high vibe?
I mean, to be honest, it keeps on getting like it changes every week, or in case any new songs come up. But and it depends on the mood as well. But like most of the time, I love songs which kind of pumps you up. These days, I'm listening to Girl on Fire, and then even I would say shout out to Army. I'm like listening to BTS Butter, which has just come out a week back. I think a lot of people are like BTS fans, and
Excellent.
I just started it 3 weeks back, and I'm loving them. But apart from it, I would say not just songs, but like poems, lyrics, they actually relate to you a lot. And in my life, something which really connects to me is the poem Invictus. And I remember going through a dark period in my life when I was really hopeless. I was not sure what I want to do, what my aim is, like completely aimless. And like one after the other, they were like not not victories, and just kind of failing, one after the other, failing. So that was really difficult. And I remember just writing that poem Invictus. uh, I'm the master of my fate, I'm the captain of my soul, on a piece of paper and keeping it in my pocket. And while like going through the day, whenever I'm feeling low, I would just take out of my pocket and just read it. That really helped me a lot. And I mean, music, lyrics, poems, it connects you so much. People can be reading it or going through it 100 years apart, but the feelings they instill could be so strong and still relevant. So that is something that really helped me, and I really love. Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing that. I love that you shared, that period in your life and the poem that kept you going. That's awesome.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
And when I'm sure that with all of the development and upskilling you've done, there's a book that you would recommend to our audience. What would it be?
Sure, sure. I think I remember reading that book when I was 21. Now I'm 25, so 4 years back. The book is called The Defining Decade: Why Your 20s Matter and How to Make the Most of Them Now. So it is by Meg J. I really loved that book at that time. I think it helped me change my life. It helped me take control of my life. So that is one book I really would recommend. And like just calling out some of the things I read in the book, I would say one of the quote was that like in 20s or in your 30s, it's very easy to go through identity crisis. And in the book, she says that forget about having an identity crisis and get some identity capital. Basically, an identity capital would mean the collection of personal assets, individual resources that we assemble over time. So these are the investments we make in ourselves. It could be like some things which go on your resume, your degrees, your job, or it could also be more personal, such as how we speak, where are we from, how we solve problems. So things like those. I think this is really like connecting back to the aspect of upskilling yourself, I would say. So rather than getting into the kind of black hole of identity crisis, try to create some identity capital as you're going forward this really difficult period in humans' lives, I would say. So yeah, that book was really a life-changing experience for me.
I love it. I love it, Mansi. Get your identity capital. Ditch the identity crisis. This is absolutely awesome. I'll definitely drop that book in the show notes. We could be talking for a very long time, but we've come to the end of our episode. And I've been enjoying our conversation so much. And if our listeners, want to continue the conversation with you, how can they connect with you?
So I'm available on social media. I'm available on LinkedIn, Instagram, or Facebook. But LinkedIn is the way to connect with me because these days I'm really active there, just following people and just seeing the new trends, reading about them. So here I would also mention a point that whenever you are connecting to some person, make sure to have that, like use that 140 characters that LinkedIn provide you and just send them a message. Do not just randomly say the connect button and send. It would do wonders, and your conversion rate of actually getting connecting to a person would be tremendous in case you just like simply mention a single message of where do you know them from or why do you want to connect. So yeah, so LinkedIn is the way to go to connect to me. Yeah.
All right, that's excellent. Well, thank you so much, Mansi. I really appreciate you sharing with us your journey into technology, some of those teachable moments that you had, for our listeners who are looking into getting into tech, as well as some of the technology trends, and of course, all of the things that you do to stay grounded in your life and career journey. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Irene. It was lovely speaking to you. I mean, this was a great experience, and kudos to you for doing such a great initiative. And yeah, I hope the listeners take some advice or are able to kind of just move forward with their trajectories a little bit after this episode. Yeah, great to talk to you.
All right. Thank you again. Awesome.
Listeners, as usual, my guests hit it 100%. Did you enjoy Mansi's episode? I certainly enjoyed my discussion with her and learning all about her tips and tricks to getting where she is today in her career, And sometimes, it can be really tough, especially if you're a new grad or you're making a transition in your career at any age. So definitely the tips she has to offer, they are useful. Now, if you really love this episode and you do not want to miss the next 4 episodes, then definitely hit the follow button on Apple Podcasts and Spotify Podcasts. Also, did you know that you can listen hands-free by checking out your Alexa for iOS and Android or all Echo devices? Because this podcast is on Amazon Music as well. Now, I love to hear from listeners. I want to know what you think about this episode. So definitely visit the show website at www.ireneroussel.org. If you would like to be a guest, I welcome you to pitch to me. Hit the connect button on the website. And if you're a brand and you're looking to sponsor an episode or an entire season, let's chat. Now, listeners, I wish you a fantastic, fantastic week. And for those of you who are inspired to start their next adventures, good luck. And if you are inspired to rejuvenate yourself in your current adventure, I wish you the best. This is Live with Irene Stories, and I'm your host, Irene Roussel.